Okay, welcome back. Jadi saya akan tunjukkan semula slide yang tadi ataupun Excel file yang tadi. Okay, saya akan tunjukkan yang file yang Word dulu ya. Okay, let's go to question 2. Harry and Sophie. Okay, Harry and Sophie. Given below are the statements of financial position of Harry Berhad and Sophie Berhad as at 31st December 2011. Okay, so at this time we have more than one investment. The date of statement of financial position is 31st December 2011. We have Harry and Sophie Berhad. Okay. We start with non-current assets. Okay, non-current asset comprise of property and also plant and machinery. Okay, the property at carrying value and the plant and machinery at carrying value also for the two companies. And then there is an investment in ordinary share, 1,860,000. Okay, we can see from here there are two figures. Yeah, the first one here is 1,620,000 ordinary shares, and here 1,860,000 ringgit. So we have two figures. 1,620,000 is referring to the number of shares. 1,860,000 is referring to RM. RM ya, the cost of the investment ataupun consideration transferred for the particular investment. And then followed by second investment in 250,000 debentures. And the cost was 250,000. And the third one is 100,000 preference share, and the cost is 100,000. So we have three investment here made by Harry. Okay, made by Harry to Sophie. Yeah, made by Harry to Sophie. Next, the current asset comprise of inventories, account receivable. Okay, and the one that I highlighted with yellow, loan to Sophie Berhad. Okay, this is Harry. Under Harry, we have loan to Sophie, 20. Yeah, loan to Sophie, 20. Under Sophie, we should have loan to Harry. Loan to Harry, but the amount is 10. Later we are going to discuss why it is different, 20 and 10. It should be the same, tetapi lain. Okay, and then debenture interest receivable. Okay, debenture interest receivable amounting to 30. Okay, amounting to 30. 30 apa tu? 30,000. Okay, then that amount is basically from here, 60. Okay, Sophie dibayar 60. Out of 60, 30 belong to Harry. So it is an intercompany balance. Okay, next, bank. Okay, bank tak ada masalah. Tapi akan ada juga adjustment on bank tu nanti sekejap lagi. Okay, and then equity and liabilities. Equity and liabilities, ordinary share of RM1 each of the parent, Harry, 7 million, Sophie, 2.7 million. Okay, jadi kita teruslah kita calculate the percentage, ya. Tadi kita nampak figure ni 1620, okay, acquired by Harry, and Sophie has 2.7 million. Okay, jadi jawapan dia, how many percent ordinary share of Sophie acquired by Harry? How many percent?
60.
60. Yeah, 1620 divided by 2700 is 60%. Okay, good. Next, preference share. Preference share, 100,000 out of 400,000. How many percent? $100,000 out of 400,000.
25.
25%, good. Okay. And what about debenture? 250 out of 500.
50%.
Yes, good. 50%. Okay, bagus. Alhamdulillah. So, kita tahu kat situ. Okay, next. Ya, kita ada preference share. Kemudian kita ada retain profit. Retain profit of the parent, 960,000. Subsidiary, 570,000. Lepas tu ada general reserve, 270 here and 120 here. And then we have debenture just now, we have mentioned. Current liabilities, account payable, look like there is no adjustment. But we have to know whether there is an adjustment. We can only know after we read all the additional information. Okay, so loan from Harry, of course lah, dekat sini ini adalah intercompany balance. Next, additional information. On 1st January 2011, Harry acquired the shares and debentures of Sophie Berhad when the retained profit and general reserve of Sophie Berhad were 100,000 and 120,000 respectively. Respectively, hilang R dia. Okay, jadinya on the date of acquisition, the list of equity. The list of equity of Sophie comprised of ordinary share. Ordinary share 2.7 million. Lepas tu kita ada retain profit 100,000 dan juga kita ada general reserve 120,000. Next, Sophie Berhad property was revalued at the date of acquisition at 120,000 in excess of its carrying value. And the remaining useful life of the property as at that date was 40 years. Okay, jadi property siapa? Property of Sophie. Okay, there is a revaluation surplus of 120,000 and at the same time the remaining useful life is 4 years. Okay, so from here we know that there is another ARR. There is another reserve, that is ARR of 120,000. Tadi kita dah senaraikan, kita ada ordinary share 2.7 million, kita ada profit 100,000, kita ada general reserve 120,000, and here we have another one, that is asset revaluation reserve 120,000. So the first implication is addition. Addition to property, plant, equipment. Another implication is underprovided depreciation. Underprovided depreciation. Why underprovided depreciation? Because the value of property was increased by 120,000 and we need to adjust the depreciation also. So how to adjust the depreciation? The adjustment of depreciation is based on 120,000 divided by 40 years. 120,000 divided by 40 years. Next, included in the inventories of Harry were goods bought from Sophie, valued at 60,000. The goods were invoiced at cost plus 20%. Okay. Included in inventory of Harry. Maknanya sold by Sophie to Harry. Okay. The balance of inventory is 60,000. And included in the inventory is a profit of 20%. So how much is the profit? The profit is calculated based on markup because it says cost plus 20%. So what is amount of the profit? 60,000 times 20 divided by 120. That is the amount of unrealized profit that need to be deducted from inventory. And then B, Sophie Berhad had remitted 10,000 to Harry as part of payment of the loan on 30th December 2011, but was received by Harry Berhad on 3rd January 2012. Okay, jadi on 31st December the amount has not been received. Only on 3rd January the amount was received. So this is regarded as what? Regarded as cash in transit. Okay, cash in transit that we need to adjust our cash and bank balance. Okay. The goodwill on consolidation of Sophie Berhad was impaired by 50%. So any amount that we have calculated, okay, we have to deduct 50% from the total goodwill because 50% of the goodwill has been impaired. Okay, and we are going to put this impairment in our analysis. And F, the non-controlling interest is measured at the fair value of the net asset acquired. Okay. Required, prepare the consolidated statement of financial position of Harry Berhad and its subsidiary Sophie Berhad as at 31st December 2011. Okay. A few questions we need to ask before we start the answer. Okay. So number one. Okay, can you tell me who is the acquirer? Who is the acquirer? Yes, good.
Harry.
Yes. Date of acquisition?
First January.
1st January 11. Very good. Next, what do you want to know?
Percentage.
Yes, percentage. Good. Ash punya percentage berapa tadi? Just now we have calculated how many percent? 60, is it?
Yes.
And okay. So 60% there. And NCI is the balance. So the balance is 40%. Okay. However, we have 3 investment here. We are not having only one investment. So investment yang pertama ni adalah ordinary share, ya. So ordinary share kita ada investment. Investment in ordinary share. Kita ada second investment in preference share. So investment in preference share Ash berapa persen? Jadi kita dah kira dah.
25.
25. So NCI kita is 25. 25 boleh sebab dia adalah preference share. Next kita ada debenture, betul?
Yes, 50%.
Ya, debenture H. Debenture tak ada NCI. NCI is only for ordinary share dengan preference share. Debenture we don't have NCI because debenture is liability. Okay. Next, what we want to know? The list of component of fair value of net asset. Start with OSC. Berapa? Next. Ash. Retain profit, retain earning. 100, right? Next, general reserve, how much? 120. Next, ARR, how much? ARR, how much?
120.
Yes. So after you do all this, okay, we can start preparing the answer. Okay, we can start preparing the answer. I will save this one first. Okay, then I go to Excel file. Okay, we are now in solution for question 2. Okay. So, the analysis here, of course lah, dekat sini dia tak tunjuk semualah yang who is the acquirer, when is the date of acquisition, but we need to know because that is very important. Okay, so maybe next time we don't have to write that one, but you have to bear in mind when is the date of acquisition, who is the acquirer, you have to bear in mind. You don't have to show. But this one, percentage is very important. You need to show because this is for you. Otherwise, you will forget about the percentage. How many percent just now? You tend to forget. That's why we need to write here. No marks if given, but this is actually the starting point. The starting point before you can prepare your answer. Okay. So next step is what? Next step is to calculate your goodwill. Okay, by now I understand. I know that you already understand on how to calculate the goodwill. Okay. At this time, the goodwill, the consideration transferred is in the form of cash. Okay. When we want to calculate the goodwill, basically we are calculating goodwill for ordinary share. Goodwill yang kita calculate ni adalah goodwill untuk ordinary share. Goodwill untuk ordinary share. Okay. Jadi kita tak campurkan kat sini consideration transferred untuk tiga-tiga. Remember don't add all. Jangan kita letakkan kat sini consideration transferred for ordinary share, preference share, debenture. This is only for ordinary share. Okay, for ordinary share. So for ordinary share, the consideration transferred just now is in the form of cash, 1.86 million. Okay, 1.86 million. This is step 1. This is step 1 Okay, just now, what is the method of calculating the non-controlling interest? What is the method of calculating the non-controlling interest? It is not based on fair value. So it is based on fair value of net asset. So it is under step 3. So before we can calculate the non-controlling interest, we have to calculate first what is the fair value of net asset. Okay. So the fair value of net asset just now we have listed down comprised of share capital 2.7 million, retained earning 100,000, general reserve 120,000, and ARR 120,000. So the total amount is 3.04 million. That is step 2. Then step 3, we calculate the non-controlling interest based on the fair value of net asset. 3.04 million times 40% equal to 1,216,000. So apa lagi lepas tu? We need to add this 1860 and 1216 and the total is 3,076,000. We compare with the fair value of net asset. And we find the goodwill here 36,000. Okay, 36,000 goodwill. And don't forget there is an impairment of 50%. 50% of 36,000 is 18,000. And therefore the balance is only 18,000. Is that okay, class? The calculation of goodwill?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, So if you want to calculate the goodwill for preference share and also debenture, you just compare the number of share and the amount of ringgit. Okay, the number of share and the amount of ringgit. So that is actually the goodwill for preference share and for debenture. That's why normally we do not show the goodwill for preference share and for debenture. But you still can show if you want to show. But do not add that amount to the calculation of goodwill for ordinary share. Okay, do not add. Jadi jangan tambah. Saya ulang sekali lagi. Jangan letakkan consideration transferred untuk preference share dan debenture di sini. Okay. So, kita nak tengok juga kita punya journal entries. Kalau katakan kita buat untuk kita eliminate tadi. Kita eliminate investment in ordinary share, preference share dan debenture tadi. How are we doing the consolidation journal entries? Basically, we debit share capital of S, 2.7 million. Debit retained earning of S, 100,000. Debit general reserve, 120. Debit ARR, 120. Debit goodwill, 36. Credit investment, 1860. And credit NCI, 1216. Okay, for preference share, debit preference share of subsidiary, 400. Okay, then credit investment in preference share, 100. And non-controlling interest, 300. What about debenture? Debit debenture 250 and credit investment in debenture 250. Okay. So kita teruskan dengan analysis of financial statement carried down. So analysis of financial statement carried down. Okay, we have two items of non-controlling interest because the investment is not only ordinary share. The parent is also investing in preference share. So, non-controlling interest on the date of acquisition ada dua, iaitu investment in ordinary share 1216 and investment in preference share 300. Is that okay? Kita continue dengan retained earning of SOFI. Retained earning of SOFI at 31st December 11 is 570. And then we have to minus the retained earning on the date of acquisition 100. Another one is during the year there is unrealized profit of inventory. Okay, when Sophie sold goods to Harry, making a profit of 10,000. Okay, making a profit of 10,000. Maknanya baki profit lah. Baki profit tu ada 10,000 lagi. How do we get 10,000? 10,000 is arrived at after multiplying 60,000 times 20 over 120. Okay, 60,000 kali dengan 20 bagi dengan 120. Kita dapatlah 10. Dan kemudian kita ada satu lagi iaitu depreciation. Depreciation based on ARR just now. 120,000 divided by 40 years. So kita ada tambahan depreciation sebanyak 3,000. Okay. So after we minus 100, minus 10, minus 3, the remaining balance is 457,000. Out of 457,000, 60% goes to group retained earning and 40% goes to non-controlling interest. Okay, kita tengok tepat tak figure ni, 274.2. Yes, tepat jadi tak perlu kita nak letakkan 2 decimal. 274.2 and here 182.8. Next, retained earning of Harry. As at 31st December 11, from the question, the retained earning is 960,000. 960,000. And then there is a goodwill impairment during the year amounting to 18,000. So we minus that amount. What is next? General reserve of Sophie. Today, the general reserve is 120 and on the date of acquisition is also 120. So there is no change. Okay, what about the general reserve of Harry? General reserve of Harry is 270. Okay, 270. Okay, you may ask why there is no ARR here. Why we put here group general reserve? Actually, if you want to put, you can put, but there is no balance of ARR. Yeah, there is no balance of ARR because ARR only happening on the date of acquisition. ARR only happen on the date of acquisition. There is no new ARR. Okay, so there is no new figure that we need to add in the ARR column. That's why we don't put ARR here. Instead, we put group general reserve because the general reserve we have balance here. General reserve 270. Okay, class. Next, we go to consolidated statement of financial position. Harry Berhad and his subsidiary, Sophie Berhad, consolidated statement of financial position as at 31st December 2011. Okay. The first one is, okay, property, plant and equipment. The property of the parent okay, the property, plant equipment of the parent. Sekejap ya, saya tengok soalan tadi. Okay, the property, plant equipment. Okay, the property, plant equipment we have, okay, 4950 of Harry, 2430 of Sophie, plus ARR just now, 120. And then we minus depreciation under provided amounting to 3,000. So total property, plant and equipment, property, plant equipment is 2497. Actually, we have another property, plant equipment that is plant and machinery kat bawah ni. So yang ni pula tak ada adjustment lah ya. Plant and machinery, there is no adjustment. 600 plus 1,300 equal to 1,900. Okay, what about investment in ordinary share, investment in debenture, investment in preference share? They are all has been eliminated. Okay, they are all has been eliminated as per the journal entries that we have seen just now. Kat sini ni. Okay, kita dah eliminate semua sekali ni. Okay, kita dah debit share capital. Kita dah debit sini. Kita dah debit debenture. So habislah kita punya 3 investment ni daripada statement of financial position. Next, goodwill ya. Goodwill balance is 18,000. Inventories. Okay, inventories of the parent 430. Inventories of the subsidiary is 450. Okay, and then we minus the unrealized profit of 10,000. Okay, so basically 10,000 ni adalah included in the inventory of Harry. Included in the inventory of Harry 430 itu included dalam dia adalah 10,000 unrealized profit. And then trade receivable, there is no adjustment. We just add together trade receivable of the parent and subsidiary. Then loan to Sophie. Loan to Sophie, we need to eliminate with loan from Harry. We need to eliminate. Kita kena eliminate dua-dua ni. Okay. Jadi for loan to Sophie, we need to eliminate. The balance of the balance of loan to Sophie is 20. Yeah. The balance of loan to Sophie is 20. And here, the loan from Harry is 10. So how are we going to do? Okay, we need to minus 10 here. Loan to Sophie minus 10. Yeah, loan to Sophie minus 10. And here loan from Harry minus 10. Okay, tak balance lagi kan? So what is next? What is next? The next one is, okay, we minus here loan to Sophie 10 and we add back the cash 10. Okay, again, we minus the loan to Sophie 10 and we add the cash at bank 10. Okay, jadi kita tengok kat sini journal entry dia, tengok sebelah. Debit loan from Harry 10, credit loan to Sophie 10. Maknanya kita eliminate the loan from Harry. Loan from Harry ni adalah liability. Okay, liability of the subsidiary. Kemudian kita eliminate dengan asset of the parent. Okay, eliminate. 10,000 here debit and 10,000 here credit. Kemudian yang keduanya, kita debit cash in transit 10 and credit loan to Sophie 10. Okay, ini adalah journal entry yang panjang. Yang shortcut dia adalah debit loan from Harry 10, credit cash in transit 10, and credit loan to Sophie 20. Okay, so itulah cerita dia. Okay, kita punya loan to Sophie akhirnya jadi kosong. Dan loan from Harry pun jadi kosong juga. Okay. Next. Debenture interest receivable 30. Debenture interest receivable 30 is coming from Sophie. So, we minus 30 from debenture interest receivable and we minus 30 from debenture interest payable. Okay, the minus 30. Cash and bank balance just now 50 plus 200 plus 10. Okay, we can do like this by adding to the cash and bank balance. Okay, we can also insert another item kat sini. Boleh juga kita tak payah letakkan dalam cash and banks, kita letakkan satu lagi item yang kita panggil cash in transit. Kita letakkan di sini 10. So either one lah, sama ada kita letakkan cash and bank balance. Okay, kita tambah 10,000 ataupun kita letakkan satu item baru cash in transit 10,000. Okay, and then equity and liabilities, ordinary share of RM1 each. Ordinary share of RM1 each, parent only. Parent only 7,000 ataupun 7 million. Then preference share of RM1 each, parent only. Jadi parent tak ada preference share, kan? Dia ada preference share ni ada subsidiary saja. So 400 minus 100 minus 300. So kita dah eliminate, kosong baki dia. Retained profit, general reserve, NCI. This is based on analysis of financial statement. Tak perlu calculate semula. Then we have debenture. Debenture is debenture of subsidiary. Debenture of subsidiary 500 minus 250. Why we minus 250? Because we debit debenture of subsidiary 250. And credit investment in debenture 250. Account payable, there is no adjustment. Okay, loan from Harry just now become 0. And lastly, debenture interest just now we minus 30. Okay, minus 30. Okay, class. So basically, this is the answer. This is the answer for question 2. So look like question 2 is simpler than question 1 because in question 1 we go through one by one and very slowly. For example 2, we go faster because we have at least some experience in answering question 1. So untuk question yang kedua kita dah laju sikit. Dan begitu juga nanti untuk soalan-soalan berikutnya kita lebih laju lah. Okay. Jadi saya bukalah kepada apa-apa soalan especially berkaitan dengan intercompany ni. Intercompany sebab kita tak ada banyak masa sangat untuk intercompany. Okay. So saya akan stop dulu recording ni. Kemudian saya masih on kelas untuk buka pada soalan kalau yang awak nak tanya apa-apa soalan.
Sir,
Ya.
yang tadi dekat assets tu, masa consolidated tu, under debenture interest receivable tu tolak 30 sebab apa?
Tolak 30 sebab itu adalah debenture yang dibayar oleh Sophie. Kan? Kan tadi dia invest sebanyak 50% in debenture kan? Okey. Soalan yang baik. Okey, kat sini kan debenture. Nampak tak? Dia invest in debenture. So when you invest, what is your return? Your return is debenture interest. Jadi sekarang ni, bila Sophie declare debenture sebanyak 60,000, kan? Ini Sophie ni dia ada debenture interest sebanyak 60,000. 120 tu adalah itu Harry punya kan? 60,000 ni adalah Sophie punya. So Sophie ni dia ada interest payable sebanyak 60,000. Daripada 60,000 tu 30,000 akan dibayar kepada Harry. Pada masa yang sama, Harry pula dia ada debenture interest receivable sebanyak 30,000. So this 30,000 is clearly debenture interest receivable from Sophie. So kita eliminate. Sebab apa? Sebab dia adalah intercompany transaction. Is that okay?
Okay sir, terima kasih.
Okay, sama-sama. Lagi apa persoalan nak tanya? So kita ada masa lagi dalam 10 minit lagi ataupun lebih sikit. Jadi masa ni lah you nak tanya apa saja sebab kelas yang lepas tu macam singkat sangat masa. In fact yang minggu yang pertama tu pun kita punya kelas tu pun sekejap jugalah. Rasa sekejap saja. Jadi untuk hari ni you gunakanlah masa yang ada ni untuk tanya apa saja. Kita ada lagi 10 minit. I'm ready to answer. Yang lain-lain?